Welcome to this brief overview of the MTest platform. So before we begin, just full disclosure, so just wanted to show you that we created a test organization called ABC Supply and Logistics Company. It's just used for tests with the generic company logo. So you can see that that has been made. One of our key value propositions is our dashboard. So we do have a very powerful data analytics customization platform integration. And so when you subscribe to any of our subscriptions, even base model, you get the powerful tools when it comes to analytics. And the team will even customize one for you. So this is totally customizable. If you have a data analytics specialist on your team, a data analyst, they can go ahead and understand how to create this. But if you don't, just tell us what you want to track, and we'll go ahead and have our data analysts create a custom dashboard for you. So we'll go ahead and get started with a very basic hiring workflow, which is to create a job, right? So we'll start creating a job post. We'll do a new job post. And we'll do a new job post with an AI copilot just to make things a little bit speedier. So we'll select the company. There's already an about the company information right here. Go ahead and put for the job role, which is the title, 3 years experience, maybe all required certifications, and just submit it and let the AI copilot do its thing. All right. So the AI copilot will take the context of the job role, title, and any other context that you provide, and also information about the company, and create a custom job description for that role. So here we go, minimum 3 years of experience in logistics coordination, work experience as a logistics coordinator, ability to work fast-paced work environment, obviously. We have the key responsibilities like communicate with suppliers, carriers, and internal teams to coordinate logistics activities. So it's pretty comprehensive, and you can get as detailed as you want. You could also modify it, right? So you can delete it, you could add new stuff, whatever you want to do. We'll go ahead and just put it back the way it was and say good to go and save. Just to show you how quickly we can create a job, we'll go ahead and create a remote job. To show you how quickly we can create a job listing. So in just a few seconds, we were able to create a job listing with its own custom landing page, which you can share on all your socials. Just provide branded images, and you also can see your branding from your organization setup with the title, company name, and the logo. We do provide a custom landing page for each job and a minimalist design application. So this application, it's been tested with multiple applicants, and they really like the minimalist design. And it's also optimized for mobile. So if you look at the mobile version, someone lands on the page, all they got to do is scroll down, they type in their information, and they go ahead and upload their resume. So very easy. They could add their LinkedIn profile. Now, this is the base model. We could always customize it. It's up to the recruiter to customize it. You could add more questions. You could add screening questions, workout questions. You could even add questions for them to upload other documents. It's totally up to you. So, there we go. Now, the next proposition that we have is assessment-based screening automation. So most screeners screen based on the resume, and they use keyword screeners. We have up to 5 different screening automations, including a skill and AI assessment automation. We'll go ahead and create an assessment specifically for this job. Let me go ahead and show you how to do that. We're going to go to the assessment tool, and we're going to select the name of the job role. We're going to do moderate questions, and we'll do multiple choice single answers only with answers. I'll go ahead and do 15 more questions with one-liners, and then 15 more questions descriptive, just to give you a couple examples. And for the descriptive, I want to test skills in regards to management in this type of role. Okay. So we'll go ahead and generate the test. All right. So now we have the different sets of questions that we requested from the Copilot test creator. So here's some example questions of multiple choice. Why is it important for a logistics coordinator to track and analyze logistics performance? So it gives you the options, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the answer is to optimize supply chain operations. Now, this is totally customizable as well. You can go ahead and change the question entirely up to you. You can change the answers. You can go ahead and delete questions if you don't want them. And you could add questions manually if you wanted to also do it that way. Now, we also have the capability to bulk upload questions. So if you have questions that you ask candidates all the time on an Excel file, do allow custom assessments where you simply upload an Excel and it'll create the assessment for you. This was using our AI Copilot to create the assessment. And I wanted to show you the different types of questions. So we got the multiple choice questions. We have the one-liner questions. So why is attention to detail important for logistics coordinator? These are very specific. What is the benefit of enhancing supply chain visibility? The answer is to improve operational efficiency and responsiveness. And there's the descriptive questions, which ask the candidate to go ahead and type in a longer worded answer. So these are more situational based. And we did ask for the AI to test a management type of experience. So here's a question. Describe a time when you had to negotiate contracts with logistics service providers. What negotiating strategies did you use? And what outcomes did you achieve, right? So the answer, it says, the correct answer should demonstrate the candidate's negotiation skills and ability to secure favorable terms while maintaining strong vendor relationships. So this is the context of the correct answer. So what happens when a candidate puts in their answer, our AI evaluator will understand the context of their answer and compare it to what the requirement is for a correct answer and actually give a sliding scale score for that answer. So it won't be right or wrong. It could be 20% correct, or it could be 50% correct. So it will have a percentage point for each answer for descriptive questions, and then obviously for multiple choice, it's either correct or incorrect. So we'll go ahead and save these questions and call it a logistics coordinator test, 60 minutes, test description, just make it basic there. And this is where we set up the settings. So the basic settings as you want is just auto evaluate the test and click next and complete. We also have all these anti-cheating features like capturing screen images, blocking the right click, copy and paste, full screen, the remove developer tools. We could also rotate questions. We can create up to 100, 200, infinite number of questions, and then select to only show 20 at a time and rotate them randomly so that person taking a test right now versus a person taking a test tomorrow will receive totally different questions. Even two people taking the test at the same time will receive two sets of different questions. So we'll go ahead and go to the evaluator. We can select a manual evaluator, or we could auto evaluate the test. So those are the different capabilities. And then for some technical roles or any roles that require live proctoring, we also have a live proctoring capability where you can see all the candidates taking tests at the same time, and you can monitor their screen and make sure that they're not cheating and just monitor the whole process. So we're a very robust testing platform that integrated testing, robust testing into recruiting, assessment, and screening. So now, once those assessments are done, you can go to the job posting and set up the automation there for the screening. So there is a section called automation. And in the automation, we can set up an AI score of minimum 4 stars, resume skill match score of minimum 70%, which uses skills from the job role and matches it to the skills keywords in the resume. We also have essential skills. If they have a specific license, you can put that license name. So if they don't have that specific license in their application, then they won't get shortlisted. So that's good for jobs that require specific license or certifications. And then we also have location-based shortlisting, country, state, city, neighborhood. We have body language and communication analysis assessments, and then we also have the assessment shortlisting, where we can go ahead and add our recent assessment and schedule a minimum score, so that a shortlisting score. We could also assign another assessment. So we do have some other assessments that we created, like the Power BI assessment, and we could assign one by one or assign all at once, where the candidate, if they do get shortlisted for all these different screeners, then they'll receive them one after the other or all at the same time to complete. So it's entirely up to you. Then we could also automate the interviews, right? So we can select an automated virtual interview or walk-in interview and set the date that we want them to walk in, and they can choose the time slots in the virtual interview. So basically, all these automations and notifications that you would like to set up is totally customizable and up to you. I don't have the integration set up for the virtual with this test profile, so I'll go ahead and leave that as a walk-in. And let me go ahead and test location, complete it. And so now you can see the job description and the screening parameters. So this job has, someone applies to this job, okay, right here. What happens is they'll go through these screeners. They'll be scored with an AI score. If they receive 4 stars or more, they'll be shortlisted and go to the next screener. The next screener is the best fit of the resume score. So if they match the resume skills to the job description skills up to 70% match, then they'll get shortlisted again. And we only set those 2 screeners on the front end. We could add other questionnaires, like knockout questions, like I mentioned before, and we could add automations to those as well. And then once they get shortlisted, so let's say 100 people apply, 50 people get shortlisted here, another 25 people get shortlisted here. So now you have 25 people that get invited to an assessment automatically. 1, 2, as many assessments as you want. And then you have your shortlisting parameters there, which is they have to score over 70%. And then once the people that do score over 70% then go to the next bucket, and they get invited for an interview, either walk-in or virtual. So basically, as a recruiter, you just need to set up the job, promote it, have people apply, sit back, relax, wait for the interviews to show up. Once the interviews show up, you know that they've been screened multiple times. You know that they've taken assessments, and they meet the minimum qualifications for the assessments, the skills, anything you want to test. They're engaged because they've gone back in to take the assessments. So you know they're not just one click applying and forgetting about it. These are people that are actually motivated, and recruiters find the best candidates so they can hire better and faster. Now, I'm going to show you an example of a job that we opened and someone applied to recently with this test dummy account, and so it can show you how it looks like in the ATS system. So this one had 2 assessments tied to it. This candidate applied for a feedback analyst. The AI remark saves recruiters so much time. Instead of looking and having to read the resume, right, and actually go through it and understand it, the AI will actually understand the resume and understand the application, understand the job, context, and understand that this candidate, the candidate has proficiency, but the candidate's educational background in creative media and their current pursuit of Google cybersecurity certification are not directly related to the role. So yeah, they have all the skills necessary to pass the screener, but it did recognize that their background and their education doesn't really match this role. So it's just letting the recruiter know, hey, it's probably something you want to look into. And they didn't have to read the resume. Either way, they did pass all the screening parameters, and they were invited to 2 different assessments, and they didn't pass those assessments. You could override that as a recruiter, right? So you can go ahead and schedule an interview manually. You could send a decline letter. You could send a message. You don't have to email them. You could do it all in the same portal. You could add them to a talent pool and have custom talent pools for different. It is basically an applicant tracking system, an assessment platform, a CR all-in-one, and an interview scheduling platform. And it's also even an interview note taker. So when you do have interviews, they'll show up into the interviews tab. You'll be able to take notes of your interviews and have it all compiled into one system. So that was a lot. This platform does do a lot, and there's still a lot more to go over, like tags, managing applicant sources. If you're a recruiting agency, you can manage your clients. That you could present candidates to hiring managers. As you can see, there is a lot. Hopefully, I didn't overwhelm you, but this is just to show if you want a custom demo made for you, for a job specific to you, in the industry that's specific to you, so we can show you the power of assessment-based screenings for applicant screening and recruiting and automation. Please book a demo on our website, mtesthub.com. Reach out to our VP of Sales, Tri Pham, and feel free to connect with me. My name is Daniel Pastorello, Chief Strategy Officer and Chief Product Officer. I'm more than happy to have a conversation, talk about your ideas and how we can help level up the recruiting industry. Thank you. Have a good night.